Hello, Terrence on Nintendo here, and today I'll be talking about how handhelds are the future. Now, consoles, we love them. We love that big bulky box that sits under our TV, but handhelds and the power of them is becoming quite incredible. Handhelds are catching up with the traditional console market. So you just look at the Xbox and the PlayStation. They're each scrambling to create their own handheld variants to compete in this handheld market, with the Switch 2 being the king, obviously, and the Steam Deck kind of running behind, while the other PC handhelds such as ROG Ally and others are just trailing behind. They're strong systems, but they have small, kind of like a niche audience. So why are handheld consoles becoming better? I think they're a better choice than consoles in the general normal console environment, because the graphical leap, yes, the graphical leap with each console generation is lessened. So we've got to the point where low-end graphics and ultra-high settings are harder to distinguish. By watching any Digital Foundry video, the changes are less and less so apparent. It's getting to the point where I have to almost squint to see any real difference. So to the average consumer, I doubt they would even see any difference at all, to be fair, other than price. So what does that mean? It means low-end hardware is cheaper and it can achieve better visuals than ever before. And that's nowhere more evident than in the handheld gaming revolution, started by the Switch and the Steam Deck. People have more options than ever to play their games in handheld forms. What with the PC handhelds, ROG Ally and the Legion Go, and as well as the original Switch, which is still selling quite well. With the Switch 2 as well on the horizon, there's more choice than ever before and more flexibility, and I think that's the main thing. Flexibility and good graphics, they go hand in hand. Now, this is something you would never have thought of 10 years ago. It would have been unfathomable, nay, impossible to have the graphical fidelity and the performance that we have on a handheld console. Handheld consoles were different beings back then. They were different gaming experiences. You looked at a handheld console and a traditional console, and those two games would be completely different. They'd be ported from different studios. They may even have the same name in common, but they'd be completely different. But nowadays, it's as if the games are the same. The only difference really is, I'd say, a small amount of fidelity and frame rate. But we're getting to that point now where handheld and traditional console market are almost the same thing, thanks to the Switch, really. And with the AI revolution, it's just going to get even better, because it takes pressure off the CPU, all those extra frames, it doesn't have to load. We can have better performance, longer battery lives, and maybe even better graphics. So what does that mean for the average consumer? Well, it means to the average consumer that they can have power in their pocket. They can have a system that they can dock into any room and play that console. They could potentially buy multiple consoles and have them situated in different rooms. The price of a Switch 2 is it's sub £400, while if you've got a PlayStation 5 Pro, that's almost double. So it makes sense. Would you rather have a PlayStation 5 in one room, or would you rather have two Switch 2s in two separate rooms, giving two people the opportunity to play two different games on two different TVs? So it goes to show that really it makes more sense to buy a handheld. Consumers want flexibility and power and a high frame rate with acceptable visuals. While we're almost there with the ROG Ally X and the Switch 2, it may take another generation or so for us to truly have that system that can provide clear visuals with huge frame rates and high quality textures. But at the moment, we are close to it. We're close to this reality. It makes me as a gamer question why I would ever want to go back to being tethered to a console and a TV ever again. But please let me know your thoughts. Has handheld gaming reached a point where it can match home consoles? Or do you think home consoles visually are still leagues above it? Let me know in the comments, and take care. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell.